I get it now. I understand why so many men have stopped dating. Can someone explain what's happening out here? Because dating doesn't even feel like dating anymore. It's not about connection. It's about guessing which version of yourself won't be judged. She says, just be yourself. But the second you do, she starts keeping scores. You text first. You're too eager. You joke. You're not serious enough. You stay serious. You're boring. You're confident. You think too highly of yourself. You're humble. You don't have presence. You plan something nice. You're trying too hard. You don't plan anything. You don't care enough. You open doors. You're performing. You don't. You're rude. It's like every version of him is wrong. After a while, a man starts asking himself, why am I even trying? Because no matter what he does, it's the wrong move. And the truth is, most men didn't stop dating because they hate women. They stopped because they're tired of losing because they're doing their best. They finally realize no matter how much they give, it's never the right way. For years, men were told, talk more, be open, show effort. But effort became another reason to criticize him. Every message was read too deeply. Every silence became a problem. Every emotion became a weakness. And after a while, he stopped trying to prove he was good enough. He just started trying to stay calm. Because how long can you keep showing up for a game that keeps changing the rules? He plans something special. Too soon. He keeps it simple. No effort. He shows emotion. He's too soft. He doesn't. He's emotionally closed. He listens quietly. You don't care. He gives advice. You're trying to control me. It's not dating anymore. It's walking on eggshells. It's not about love. It's about avoiding mistakes. A man starts to shrink himself down before someone calls him a red flag. He becomes careful instead of confident, quiet instead of curious, guarded instead of genuine. And can you really blame him? Because these days, even flirting feels dangerous. More than half of men under 35 say they're scared of being accused of something they didn't even do. Even harmless message or small joke can be seen the wrong way. So they stay quiet, not because they don't like women, but because they're scared of being labeled as something they're not. Imagine trying to build trust while walking on eggshells. That's what dating feels like now. One wrong word, one wrong look, one wrong text, and suddenly, he's the bad guy. So he starts overthinking every word, every pause, every emoji. Because today's dating world doesn't give you grace. It gives you consequences. And when he finally steps back, people say he's cold. But he's not cold, he's calm. He's done fighting to be understood. He realizes that peace doesn't need him to explain himself all the time. Men aren't disappearing because they stop caring. They're disappearing because peace costs less than confusion. Because silence hurts less than being blamed for something he didn't do. They used to chase connection. Now they chase quiet. They used to explain. Now they just walk away. Not because they want to, but because sometimes walking away is the only way to stay sane. That's the breaking point no one talks about, when caring turns into being drained, when love starts to feel like stress, when every move you make has to be explained before it could even be appreciated. And once a man reaches that point, he's not angry anymore. He's just tired. You know what's crazy? Most men didn't wake up one day and say, that's it, I'm done. It happened slowly. Little things built up over time. One argument, one rejection, one misunderstanding after another. It's the kind of tired that goes deeper than sleep. The kind of tired that you still want love, but you don't want the stress that comes with it anymore. Because somewhere along the way, dating stopped feeling safe. Not physically, but emotionally. Men learned that being honest could be used against him later, that being open could get them judged, that showing effort could be seen as weakness. He shared something personal. It gets thrown back at him during a fight. He sets a boundary. You're too controlling. He stays quiet to keep the peace. You're distant. He apologizes. You always say sorry, but nothing changes. You never take responsibility. Every choice leads to blame. Every path ends in guilt. So he stops talking so much, not because he doesn't care, but because talking stopped helping. Because every time he tries to explain himself, someone tells him how he should feel instead. That's what real exhaustion looks like for men. It's not yelling. It's not anger. It's quiet. It's that blank look when someone is talking and he's there, but he's not really there anymore. He starts thinking, if being myself isn't enough and pretending doesn't work either, what's the point? And it's not always a big event that breaks him. It's the small stuff that piles up over time. Being told he doesn't do enough, even when he's giving his best. Being told he's not romantic enough, even after trying hard. Being told he's not ambitious enough, even while he's exhausted from working. Being told real men do this when he's already doing that. After a while, he just shuts down inside. He's still around, but not the same. He listens, he nods, he smiles, but something inside of him went quiet. That's when peace starts to look better than love. Not the wild movie kind of love, but the calm kind. The kind where you don't have to worry about saying the wrong thing. The kind where quiet feels like comfort, not tension. That's why so many men seem calm now. People think they're cold, but really they're just relieved. Relieved from drama. Relieved from guessing what someone really means. Relieved from trying to please people who only find new reasons to complain. And honestly, the world proves their point. Right now, more than 60% of men under 30 are single. The most ever recorded. Not because they can't find love, but because they've stopped forcing what keeps breaking them. So when people ask, why are men giving up? It's not that they don't want love. They just don't want confusion. Once a man realizes he can have peace on his own, it's hard to convince him to go back to chaos. He's not heartless. He's healing. You say you want a good man, but when you meet one, you test him. You say you want peace, but you test it. You see patience as weakness. You see kindness as a plan. You say, I'm not like other women, but you treat him the same way they did. You make him prove himself for things he never even did. And he's sitting there thinking, what am I trying to win? Because when a man meets someone new, he's not trying to fight. He just wants to relax. He's not trying to be perfect. He just wants to be seen as human. But instead, he gets tested again. You say you want a man who's consistent, but when he is, you get bored. You say you want honesty, but when he's honest, you get upset. You say you want a man to lead, but when he leads, you push back. You say you want someone who listens, but when he speaks, you cut him off. And most women don't even see it happening. They're not trying to be cruel. They're just doing what the internet tells them. Because online, every video says, oh, if he really wanted you, he would. So they test, they push, they wait, not realizing that all that testing kills trust. Even the data proves it. Studies show that 80% of messages on dating apps go to less than 10% of men. So when women ask, why don't men approach anymore? Maybe it's because most men are tired of feeling invisible. That's what broke so many of them. Not heartbreak, but confusion. Because no matter what they do, it's never enough. Not romantic enough, not masculine enough, not emotional enough, not independent enough. And that word enough, that's the one that makes them quit. Because every man who walks away was once a man who tried. He tried to communicate. He tried to show up. He tried to fix things. But after a while, he realizes you can't build a connection with someone who keeps moving the goal. So he stopped chasing. He stopped explaining. He stopped trying to prove what was already real. And that's what hurts the most. Men aren't walking away from love. They're walking away from pressure, from being told they're not enough while being expected to never leave. And once a man learns that peace doesn't need proving, you can't make him go back to chaos again. Because at that point, quiet feels like freedom. And he's not trying to be free from women. He's trying to be free from pain. You know what's sad? Men didn't stop loving. They just stopped believing that love still means something. They used to think love was teamwork. Now it feels like a job. They used to think effort mattered. Now it's expected and ignored. They used to think honesty built trust. Now it gets called rude or controlling. And that changes a man. Not overnight, little by little. He laughs less. He talks less. He starts thinking more and feeling less. And when he finally pulls away, everyone says, oh, he's changed. But no one ever asks why. Even the U.S. Surgeon General said loneliness is now a national problem, and men are hit the hardest. And it's not because they don't want people. It's because being close to people doesn't always feel safe anymore. He didn't stop caring. He just got tired of caring and getting hurt for it. Every time he opened up, someone called it weakness. Every time he spoke his truth, someone said he was too harsh. Every time he tried harder, someone said he was doing too much. So now he doesn't argue. He listens. He doesn't chase. He lets go. He doesn't explain. He accepts. And honestly, that's peace. Not the silence of anger. The silence of finally being done explaining himself. When men say they've given up on dating, what they really mean is, I'm done trying to earn basic respect. I'm done proving I'm a good man. I'm done being treated like I'm the problem. They're not asking to be perfect. They just want to be seen as human. They're tired of being blamed before they even done anything wrong. Social media made it worse too. Studies show that heavy Instagram use make people less happy in their relationships because it's all comparison. Now, men aren't just competing with real people, but with fake lives and filters. It's not love anymore. It's a show. And that's why they stopped. Not because they gave up on love, but because they gave up on pretending. You can see it in their faces now. That quiet look, that calm voice. That's not coldness. That's protection. It's a man realizing love shouldn't feel like walking through a minefield. And maybe that's what women don't always see. Men aren't walking away because they want to be alone. They're walking away because being alone finally feels peaceful. Because when no one is waiting for them to fail, they can finally breathe again. They stopped chasing approval and started choosing peace. They stopped talking and started thinking. They stopped overgiving and started resting. But this isn't a sad story because while men are stepping back, they're also waking up. They're learning that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. They're learning that peace isn't loneliness. It's freedom. They don't need to stop loving. They just need to love smarter. And maybe that's the real answer. Not giving up on women, but walking away from confusion until both sides learn what peace really looks like. Because when men stop trying to prove and women stop trying to test, something real can finally grow again. When both sides stop performing and start listening, maybe they'll finally meet in the middle. Not as enemies, but as people who just want to be understood. So yeah, I get it now. I get why men gave up on dating. It's not hate. It's not pride. It's not fear. It's peace. It's clarity. It's a man saying, if being myself isn't enough, I'd rather be by myself. And maybe that's not giving up. Maybe that's finally growing up. So it's been your girl, Remi Rene here. I'll see you guys in my next video.